Bible over to the book of Matthew. The book of Matthew, we're going to start in chapter 12 this morning. Father, we thank you for your word. Lord, we ask, God, that as you pour it into us, God, that our eyes of our understanding would be enlightened and that we would take your word in this morning. And that when we leave this place, that we would be transformed in such a degree that the word would already have an effect on our life. And so we honor you this morning because only one person can do that, and that's you. And we thank you for it, Father. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so are you over at Matthew chapter 12?
Yes.
All right, let's start there. Verse 1. At that time, Jesus went through the grain fields on the Sabbath, and his disciples were hungry and began to pluck heads of grain and to eat. And when the Pharisees saw it, they said to him, look, your disciples are doing what is not lawful to do on the Sabbath. But he said to them, have you not read what David did when he was hungry, he and those who were with him? How he entered the house of God and ate the showbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, nor for those who were with him, but only the priest. Or have you not read in the law that on the Sabbath the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? Yet I say to you that in this place there is one greater than the temple. But if you had known what this means, I desire mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned the guiltless. For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath. Verse 9. Now when he had departed there, he went into the synagogue, and behold, there was a man who had a withered hand. And when they asked him, saying, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath, that they might accuse him? Then he said to them, what man is there among you who has one sheep, and if he falls into the pit on the Sabbath, will not lay hold of it and lift it out? Verse 12. Of how much more value then is a man than a sheep? Therefore it is lawful to do good on the Sabbath. Then he said to the man, stretch out your hand. And he stretched it out, and it was restored whole as the other. Then the Pharisees went out and plotted against him, how they might destroy him. Say, haters are going to hate.
Haters are going to hate.
Haters are going to hate. These guys are haters. The Pharisees, it seems, followed Jesus around just so they can accuse him of stuff, just so they can plot to destroy him. Because haters are going to hate. They hate him. They didn't really know him, but they hated him. When we first came to Lake Forest and started the church in this location, when we first got this building, the Orange County Register and a local paper called The Patch, Marianne has already left it, called The Patch, did an article on me. And the article said, hey, 80s actor coming to Lake Forest to begin a church. And they did this article on me. And it wasn't bad. It was a good article. It was truthful. I mean, they didn't stretch it. It was a good article. Then I read the comments. And say, haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate. So I started reading the comments from people I've never met, from people I don't know. They may have watched The White Shadow before, but I didn't know them. But they had experience apparently with other pastors or preachers or something, because they lumped me into that group. So the first comment I read is, we need to get this guy out of Orange County, out of Lake Forest, because all he wants is your money. Then the next one said, he's like all the other preachers. All they ever want is your money. And I was going, oh my gosh. And then the third one really got my attention. Because there was a lady, and she wrote on there, oh yeah, all he wants is your money. Have you seen his teeth? They're white. He paid with them for all the church's tithes and offerings. Really? Come on. Number one, these are my real teeth. Number two, they're not all that white. But to the person who hates me. But don't even know me.
Exactly.
And they hated me.
Yes.
Never met me, and they hated me.
Yes.
Think about that for a second. Don't even know me
Yes.
and hate me.
Yes.
But I realized something. That's not my problem.
Right.
That's their problem.
Yes.
Because haters are going to hate.
That's it.
That's what they do.
Yes.
So it's on them, not me. But I realized something else. And this is why I want to talk to you this morning. Is because when you have haters and they're going to hate you, the enemy is going to use them to get you offended. Because if he gets you offended, he has you.
Come on, Pastor.
So he's going to use haters against you
Yes.
so you can get offended.
Yes.
Because if he can offend you, then he has you. He can
Yes.
put you in a little prison
Yes.
and lock you up
Yes.
and make you ineffective.
Yes.
You won't be effective if you're offended.
Yes.
So that's his whole goal. So go over to Matthew chapter 25 and let's jump into this thing. Say haters are going to hate. .com. Let me know when you're at Matthew chapter 25. We're going to begin in verse 14. Isn't it crazy that people just hate you just to hate you?
Yes.
People just hate you because you're a woman. People just hate you because you're a man. People hate you because you're black. People hate you because you're white. People hate you because you're Mexican. People hate you. They just hate you.
Yeah. Because
It's
you're
like that,
single. Yes. Because
Boy, if they came to this church, they would hate everybody. They'd be concerned. With all the ethnicity that we have in here, all the ethnic groups in here, they would just like fall out. Are you there? Verse 14. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each according to his own ability. And he immediately went on a journey. Then he who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them, and made another 5 talents. And likewise, he who had received 2 gained 2 more also. But he who had received 1 went and dug in the ground, hid his Lord's money. After a long time the Lord of those servants came and settled accounts with them. So he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. How many want to hear that?
Yeah.
Amen. You were faithful over a few things, I will make you ruler of many. Enter into the joy of your Lord. 22. He also, who had received 2 talents, came and said, Lord, you delivered to me 2 talents. Look, I have gained 2 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things, I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of the Lord. Verse 24. Then he came and received the one with 1 talent, and said, Lord, I knew you were a hard man, reaping where you had not sown, gathering where you had not scattered seed. And I was afraid, and went and hid your talent in the ground. Look, there you have what is yours. But his Lord answered and said to him, you wicked and lazy servant. You knew I had reaped where I had not sown, gathered where I did not scatter seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers. And at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore, take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For everyone who has more will be given, and he will have an abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Say, haters are going to hate.
Haters are going to hate.
Quick drink. Haters are going to hate. There's a lot of ways people come to hate. Some hate because someone else told them something about someone else, and they pick up the offense and hate someone. There's a lot of ways that hatred comes in to try to really upset the apple cart. when I talked to you last week, I talked to you about how I enjoyed wrestling. How many remember I enjoyed wrestling? And I talked about I used to get on my bed and jump on my bed and get my pillows and flip them over and get them in headlocks and body slam them and jump on my bed and everything. And so that's what I did. I was about 8, 9 years old, and when I was 8, 9 years old, I was working on a show. It was a movie for Disney called Monkeys Go Home. And they had all these monkeys in cages, or using all these monkeys, and there was a lot of kids on the set that day. And so they put us in this big tent on the backstage. There was not a tent, a barn, big red barn, and they had these tables in there. And they had 2 rows of tables set up from one end to the other, and then down in the middle 2 sets, and then down on the end 2 sets. And they had the 1st and 2nd graders sit on this table, 2nd and 3rd and 4th graders on this one, and 5th and 6th graders on the far one. And they had teachers on each end, because there was a lot of us kids. And in the movie business, if you are a child, a minor, you have to go to school for 3 hours. And so we were in class, and we were sitting down, and the trainers, were out with their monkeys, and the teachers were inside with us. And we were sitting there just learning when all of a sudden one of the teachers breaks forth and comes in. Not teachers, a trainer comes in and said, and he came in, he didn't come in pleasantly, he didn't come in happy, he came in angry, like he was mad at us. And he burst through the door, so every kid's eye came up, and he says, "You kids just stay in your seats, don't you dare move, and if a monkey comes here, don't touch him." And the teacher goes, "What happened?" He says, "Well, the monkeys broke loose, they're all over the place, we're trying to capture them, and we don't know where they're at," but he turns to us kids and, "You kids, don't you dare touch those monkeys. Just stay where you're at." And he's yelling at us like we did something, because haters are going to hate, right? So he goes outside, they close the door, and the teacher says, "Okay, everybody just calm down, we're going to be fine, just do your work." And they lock the doors. So we're doing our work. About a few minutes pass, and all of a sudden we hear noises. So us kids, we look up on the rafters. And there's these monkeys that have gotten in the rafters. And they're hanging on the rafters. And so we all look up like, "Oh my gosh," the teacher, "don't move, don't make any sudden moves, just stay calm." So we did. All of a sudden, the monkeys that are hanging, I guess they couldn't hang for very long because one of them let go. And he landed on the table, then another one let go. Then the monkey that landed on the table first bit a little girl. Then the second one grabbed a whole little girl and yanked her hair. And so the kids began to scream, and they jumped up and they ran to the side. One of the teachers went out to go get one of the trainers. While the other monkey started to fall down on the table, while one of them fell behind me. So I have my back to him, and he jumps from there, and he jumps on me. And he puts his arms around me, and he's about to bite me. When the door opens, and it's the trainer, one of the trainers, and with other trainers coming through. And so he's looking right at me when the door opens. The monkey jumps on me. He puts his head here. My natural instinct was, because I wrestled all the time with my pillows, I grabbed the monkey by the head and flipped him. And bam, he hit the table hard. It shocked the monkey. The monkey, he was sprawled out and didn't even move. His eyes were like saucers. He was like, and I don't even know what happened. It was just an instinct. So I jumped up and went back like this. The guy comes rushing in and he tells me, "Get away from my monkey! Get away from my monkey! Don't touch him!" And the teacher goes, hey, your monkey was going to bite him. And the guy says, "I don't care." He looks at me, "I'm going to get you fired off of this sit." And the monkey's still just lying there. He picks the monkey up and he goes, "He better not be hurt." And he walks out and he leaves.
God, sure.
So all of us are sitting around, and then all the other kids came by and go, "Hey, that was great." And they started patting. We didn't high five back then. But they started patting me on my back and everything. And I was scared because I really didn't know what happened. It was just an instinct.
Yeah.
And so they go, "Okay, we're going to get you all with your parents." They took us with our parents. We go out with our parents, and the teachers are there. And then this guy's telling the head trainer, he's pointing at me over here.
Wow.
And the head trainer comes over, and everybody's around. He goes, "Don't ever touch my monkey again," right?
Wow.
He says that to me. And my mom's sitting right there. He goes, "Because that'll be the last thing you do," right? My mom's sitting right there. My mom goes, "Excuse me?" My mom walks over and she goes, "Let me tell you something." She goes, "If that monkey had bit my son, you wouldn't have to look for your monkey. I'd drag his little butt towards you."
Good mom.
And so the guy looked at my mom. He goes, "I'm going to get him fired." Mom, "I don't care." And like at that point, I didn't care either. I just wanted out. And then the teacher comes in. She says, "Excuse me, excuse me. She said, your monkey attacked him. He was just sitting down. This is a little boy. He's 8, 9 years old. Look, your monkey attacked was going to bite him. Had he not flipped your monkey would have bit him. He says, I don't care. I'm getting him off the set.
Wow.
You know why? Because haters are going to hate.
Yes.
But it wasn't his offense. Wow. He didn't see anything happen. Some guy told him what happened. Pointed me out. And he came angrily at me.
Yes,
wow.
Jesus.
See, as a pastor, I get to talk to people all the time. And one of the biggest things is, you know, I don't like so-and-so. Why not? Because they did this. Really? Did they do that to you? No. Who did they do it to? Well, they did it to a friend of mine.
Come on, Pastor.
Did you see what happened? No.
My God.
So how did you know it happened? Well, because they told me that. They told me this happened.
Tell the church.
Why are you just taking their word because they're my friend? And the other person I don't know too well. But you didn't see it happen.
Wow.
Stay out of it.
Come on.
Don't take up somebody else's offense because the enemy wants to just hold you back.
Yes, Lord. He's not in the church.
That's all he wants to do. He wants to get in it. And he's going to use any means to get it. Because all he wants to do is bring offense.
Exactly.
Yes.
See, the other guy didn't know me. He wasn't offended until the guy told him, I'm the one that flipped over the monkey.
Yes.
But he didn't tell him the whole story.
Yes.
Yes.
See, if that was your son,
Yes.
and the monkey was about to bite your son, I'm sure you wouldn't be saying, hey, just leave the monkey alone. See, haters are going to hate, but you know what? I learned this one. Just shake it off.
Yes.
Just go like this and shake it off.
Yes.
Come on, just go like this, shake it off.
Shake it up.
Because you know what? People are going to talk about you. And
Yes.
people are going to hate you.
Yes.
People are going to say things about you.
Yes.
You know what? So what?
Exactly.
Just shake it off.
God is for
Because
you.
you know what's funny? Is when people talk about you, that tells you you're important in their life.
Come on.
That's like advertisement.
Yes.
You know?
Jesus.
Let me tell you how important you are in my life. You know, they did this and this, and they talked about you, not for 5 minutes, but for hours.
Come on.
That's how important you are in their life. They can't live their life without you. So you should rejoice. Because nobody's ignoring you. They want to talk about you. That's how important you are to them. See, I don't want to talk about it. I can care less, right? Because I'm not going to empower them in my life. But they just empowered you in theirs. Think about this. They take you to bed with them. They take you to dinner with them. They take you to lunch with them. They take you to work with them. That's how consumed they are. Because once they get offended, the enemy just rides them.
Yes, ma'am.
And just keeps putting it in there. And they make you public enemy number 1. But then they take you everywhere they go.
Come on, Pastor.
They go to Disneyland, you get to go with them. And you don't have to pay. Let's go back to 14. Verse 14. It says, for the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants, say own servants, and delivered his goods, say his goods, to them. He delivered his goods to them. One day I was at a store, I think it was Walmart, and Zoe comes up to me and says, Dad, can you buy me this toy? And I'll pay you back. And I said, Zoe, you know you're not going to pay me back. I said, you know, I'm going to buy it for you, and you're not going to pay me back, so that's okay. And she goes, well, Dad, you know, that's kind of like tithing, huh? She said, you know how God gives us money, and then we tithe, and we pretend it's our money? She says, buy me, and I'll pretend it's like my money, and I bought it. And that's good. Because God delivers his goods to us, right? And then says, go ahead and spend it. Come on. God gives you 100% income.
Yes.
Gives it to you and says to you, just give me 10%. And I'll act like it's just your money you're giving back to me. And then you give it to him and he celebrates, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Thank you. Right? So she's the same way. Hey, then I'll act, you know, like it's mine, but then I'll say it was you and we'll be all happy. He delivered his goods. Say his goods. Verse 15. And to one of them he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each according to his own ability, and immediately he went on a journey. He gave one 5 talents, one 2 talents, one 1. According to their own ability. That word ability means power.
Yes.
It means their ability to do something with what he gave them.
Yes.
Notice what he did. He gave them something that they could do in their own ability. Something that wouldn't overpower them
Yes.
or underwhelm them. He gave them something they could flourish in.
Yes.
I'm going to give you this because you're good at this. I'm going to give you this much because you can make something happen with it. He didn't overpower anybody and he didn't underwhelm anybody.
Yes.
He gave it to them so they could be productive. Verse 16. Then he who received the 5 talents went and traded them and made another 5. And likewise he who had received 2 gained 2 more. But he who had received 1 went and dug in the ground and hid the Lord's money. Not only was he digging a hole for money, he was digging a hole for himself. Because this parable really is about salvation. Bottom line is about salvation. But it's, what are you willing to risk that God gave you to advance God's kingdom?
Yes.
See, God gave you talents,
Yes.
abilities. But how far are you willing to risk those abilities to bring increase to the kingdom?
Yes.
That's what this is about. How far are you willing to go? Share those talents to get somebody else in the kingdom. Getting quiet in this Pentecost. After a long time, the Lord of the servants came and settled accounts with them. So he who had received the 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more besides them. Here's the amazing thing. This guy had 5 talents. But what he didn't do is just sit down and relax and say, you know, I have 5 talents.
Yes.
The other guy only has 2. The only has 1. And so I already doubled them. I have more than they'll ever have, so I'm good to go. That's not what he did.
Yes.
He was willing to step out and risk what he had.
Yes.
Why? For the increase of the kingdom.
Yes.
This wasn't about him. He wasn't trying to increase himself.
Yes.
He was trying to increase what the Lord had.
Yes.
Watch.
Woo.
And his Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things. I will make you rule over many things. Enter into the joy of the Lord. 22. He who also received 2 talents came and said, Lord, you delivered me 2 talents. Look, I have gained 2 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of the Lord. That's awesome. God had given him talents. This guy risks and increases what was given to him.
Yes.
And God is happy. The Lord's happy. And it says, enter into the joy of you? No. Enter the joy of the Lord.
Yes.
He was pleasing. But I believe that God's more interested in the risk than he is just the success.
Yes.
Because you grow more when you're willing to risk something
Yes.
than just having a success. You need to get out there and risk something.
Yes.
If you're not willing to risk anything, you're never going to grow.
Yes.
You're going to be the same. There has to be a place where you're not sure.
Yes.
You're willing to risk and step out and say, but I believe this.
Yes.
Amen.
Come on, Pastor.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
yes.
like
yes.
Rabbi said last night. You don't just go and wait for the seed to open. He made them step into it first before the seed was open.
That's good. Yes.
See, same thing with you. Same thing with me. You have to step out first, and then it happens. He doesn't open it up, and then you go through.
Yes.
Step towards it
Yes.
and watch what happens. They have to be able to risk something. Then he who had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew you were a hard man, reaping where you had not sown, gathering where you had not scattered seed. So listen, I know you're not a patient guy, because you can sow seed and reap it. And you can also not sow seed and reap. You can gather where you haven't even scattered seed. You can get a harvest out of something you didn't even plant.
Yeah.
So I'm already like afraid of you. I'm already afraid of you. No, watch this. He's saying he's afraid of me. Well, 25. And I was afraid and went and hid your talent in the ground. But look, here you have what is yours. Well, watch what the Lord says. But his Lord answered and said to him, you wicked and lazy servant. You knew that I reap where I had not sown and gathered where I had not scattered seed. That word wicked means evil. It also means disease willing to spread.
Wow.
Lazy just doesn't mean that you don't want to do anything. That means serious trouble.
Wow.
So this guy was already a stirrer of problems. And he knew it. He just happened to be exposed to it.
Wow.
See, the enemy likes when you go around and start touching people and start bombing on them and telling them, yeah, you know that person over there, I don't see Joe behind you. Don't talk to him. He's mean. Nobody likes him. And the enemy stays away, and he goes in and he starts doing those type of things.
Yes.
Because that's what the enemy wants to do.
Yes.
He wants to do that. Mike and Lynette, come here for a second. The enemy wants to bring division.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right? So he wants to do it through offense. You remember when John the Baptist, he's standing in the Jordan River and Jesus is coming. And what happens? He says, behold, the Lamb of God who's come away to take the sin of the world.
Yeah.
Not only that, he sees the Holy Spirit like a dove descend on Jesus. Not only that, he hears from heaven
Yeah.
the voice of the Father saying, this is my beloved Son in whom I'm well pleased. So he sees all these things, right? And then, what happens? A few chapters later, he's in prison. And he's asking this question, are you the one, or am I looking for somebody else?
Yeah.
What happened? Offense. Because Jesus later says, blessed are they who are not offended because of me.
Yes.
Wow.
So the enemy's always trying to bring division. So the enemy will always come in and start doing this, trying to get in there. And so he's always, because he knows the unity, he knows there's power right here. So what does he do? Well, you know she really likes dark hair, guys.
Yes, there we
She's-
go.
She saw somebody.
Come on.
You know, he really likes brunettes. You know who really likes brunettes? And so he's starting to do something.
Yeah.
But when he can't get in, what does he do next?
He goes
You know,
to
she
her.
went shopping and she went shopping
Oh.
and she spent a lot of money.
True.
Now,
Yeah.
the enemy starts coming in and starts saying, see, she's spending money. Now he's starting to like, well, you know what? We don't have stuff to make all the payments because she spent some money. All of a sudden, he's all in your stuff,
Yeah.
and he's there, and he's not letting it go. All of a sudden, now there's separation.
Yeah, he's in there.
Now, I can have both of them. I can have one of them. I can have the whole family, because if I can get him, I can get them all.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? This is an illustration sake. This is real life. But then let's let go for a second. So he comes in and starts doing this. And he starts putting them further and further apart.
Yeah.
Come on, preach.
And to the point where he's like, okay, now I'm angry. And that little anger is now becoming weird. Now, do you remember back in 1942 when she did this? You know, and then he starts bringing everything to his memory. Now he's really angry, right? And then she's getting angry because you don't believe me. I didn't do it. And then it all starts.
Yes.
See, because when you get married, you can't wait to get married. Right? I love her so much. I love him so much. Oh my gosh, Conchita, you're so beautiful. Conchito, you're so wonderful. And you're all happy, and you can't wait. And then you get married. Right? You can't wait. You're telling everybody. Thank you guys. I'm sorry. You can't wait till you get married, right? You're so excited. You can't wait. You're telling everybody. Oh, and then your parents tell you, I wouldn't marry him. You know how I don't marry him. It's going to be problems. But you do it anyways.
Yes.
And you're going and you're all excited. You can't wait. You're excited. You're waiting. Oh my gosh, this is the greatest day of my life. 2 years later, you're like, oh my gosh, we're going to get divorced. I don't want anything to do with him. What happened? Offense came in.
Yes.
Offense came in.
Yes.
You violated Scripture somewhere along the line. You gave him a foothold. Now he's in.
Yes, sir.
Because you know why? He's a hater.
Yes.
And haters are going to hate. That's what they do. And so all he's trying to do is separate. Like, Joe, stand over here for a second. So Joe,
Oh my God.
So Job represents this guy that just the enemy just wants to get him,
Yes.
right?
Come on.
Come here, Travis. Just hold the mic. Just hold the mic. All your job is hold the mic. Okay. So the job of the enemy is we're going to say these bullets in here, these darts are just darts of offense. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
And so like, I just hit him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
That was my purpose. Is I wanted to make sure follow me. I got him now. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to ride him. Until he starts spewing on everybody.
Yeah.
Talking about how offended he is, how angry he is, and then he's just, I have him. I don't have to let go. He can say, I forgive them, but I make sure he doesn't.
Yeah.
Stay there, move. Yeah. So, I just missed him, right? Pastor Luke, grab me that. Don't do it! Don't pick it up! You just picked up his offense! So now I got 2 for 1. Right? So now I got 2 for 1.
Yeah.
I just made him pick up his offense. He had nothing to do with anything. He was just there minding his own self. But because they know each other,
Yeah.
it's the shoes. And he said something to him, he picks up his offense. Now I got 2 for 1.
Yes.
Now I'm ruling. Because now I'm going to make my way through the church. Because now that he's not only offended, but he's a pastor.
Come on.
And he's offended.
Yes.
And they're in agreement.
Yes.
Guess what happened? I can destroy this house now.
Come
Oh my
on.
goodness, Pastor.
Because now I have 2 key components. I have somebody in the congregation
My
and then
God.
someone on staff.
Wow.
And they're offended.
Word.
Come on, Pastor. That's
Now I
good.
can start it. Now, the only way I cannot destroy this church is if everybody in here says, you know what, I'm not party to
Come
that.
on, say
Yeah.
that.
I didn't see that happen. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not being, you need to keep that to yourself or somebody else, but I don't want to hear it. Because I wasn't party to it. I didn't see it happen. You're not offending me. Then what happens? I got to go, okay, so here's what I have to do. So, go tell the pastor we're going to leave the church. Because we can't do what we need to do in this church.
Oh my goodness.
So we're going to go to another church. But we're going to go together. And then we're going to go in another congregation and then see what we can do there. Because we're going to look around and we're going to be critical of everything that takes place in that church.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm going to teach you how church should be.
Come on.
Because now he's offended.
Jesus.
Right? And he believes him because he's authority.
Wow.
So and this isn't true. All right? I love Pastor Lou, you wouldn't do this. But I'm just saying, as an example on here. So they go to until they can get in there. Because I'm not letting it go. Because once I got a dart in him, I'm riding that thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to make sure he throws up on everybody.
Yeah.
Why? Because see, when you're sick and you're throwing up, do you sit there and let people throw up on you or you back away? You should back away, right?
Yeah.
So what's happening in the realms of the spirit when I hit somebody with an offense as the enemy? Right? They start throwing up on people.
Yeah.
Why? You know why? Because your spirit man wasn't created to hold offenses.
Yes.
It's just like poison that gets in your system in your body, you have to throw it up.
Yes.
So what ends up happening is you get all this poison in you, you can't live with it, so what do? You throw it up.
That's good.
Instead of getting healing for it, you just keep throwing it up.
Wow.
You need to sit down with somebody and get that out of you and say, listen, I'm sick right now. I got offended. I don't want to throw up on everybody.
Yes.
Help me.
Yeah.
And so they need to be helped. Yeah, thank you.
My God.
Let me see that. Let's keep going. We're going to end right here. Come on, some people like it because haters going to hate. Some people love to be offended because haters going to hate.
Yes.
Right? Hatersgonnahate.com. They're all there. He said, so you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore, take the talent of him and give it to him who has 10 talents. Notice that he didn't give it to the person who only had 2.
Yes.
Well, you only have two, let me give you another one. That's not how the kingdom works.
Yes, sir.
The kingdom gave it, the Lord gave it to the one who had more. Why? Because he can handle more. He knows he can handle more.
Yes.
Wow.
The one with two may not have been able to handle one more.
Yes.
He has four, but he maybe couldn't handle 5.
Yes.
But we know the guy with 10 could handle 11 because he gave it to him. See, the wicked and lazy servant, we knew it was already in him. Why? Because the Bible says, out of a good tree comes good fruit, but out of an evil tree comes evil fruit.
Yes.
Come on.
And so he called him an evil or wicked servant.
Yes.
Come on, I hope this is helping somebody.
Yeah.
Verse 29. For everyone who has more will be given, and he will have an abundance. But he who does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. Let me read it this way. For everyone who has proven that they can work their talent, more will be given. And he will have an abundance.
Yes.
But from him who does not or hasn't proven he can use his talent, even what he has, whether he buries it or not, will be taken from him.
Yes.
Verse 30, we're in right here. And cast the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That's one word you do not want to hear. Unprofitable servant.
Yes.
If you think you have pain or you've ever experienced pain, to hear the Lord say to you or me, unprofitable servant, there'll be no pain on earth or in heaven like that one.
Wow.
That will be the worst. That will be the worst pain you could ever feel. But see, you and I are supposed to be like fish. Fish were created to be in water.
Yes.
They flourish in their environment, which is water. But you and I were created for an atmosphere of love and joy and mercy.
Amen.
That was our atmosphere.
Yes.
The only way he can get you out of there, he needs to fish in that pond. And he does it by throwing a little offense in there. And if you bite, he'll pull you out of the environment. And you begin to operate in the environment of offense. And like a fish, you'll start slowly begin to die.
Yes.
Because your and my environment is love and mercy.
Yes.
But if we get pulled out into an environment called offense, then we will not flourish. And we'll be like the fish, begin slowly to die.
Yes.
You weren't created to be offensive or to be offended.
Yes.
You weren't created to be a hater.
Yes.
Amen.
That's why people, when they talk about you, the enemy's standing right there waiting to jump on you.
Wow.
Waiting for your response because he wants to take you out of the game. If he can get you to respond, if he can get you to react, then he can have you.
Yes.
But like I said earlier, what do you got to do? You got to shake it off.
Yes.
Shake it off. Why? Because they're not worth it.
Yes.
Your career isn't worth it. Your ministry isn't worth it. Your marriage isn't worth it. Your fellowship
Isn't worth it.
not for somebody who just wants to talk about you. But
Yes.
My
all they ever want to do is say bad things about you or bad things about someone else. Were you there? Did you see it happen? No. Stay away from that junk.
Yes.
Because why would you forfeit what you have for someone else's offense?
Come on.
Yeah.
That was my mom. Who cares? That was my cousin. Who cares?
Yes.
That was my neighbor. Who cares? That was my boss. Who cares? Did you see it happen?
Yes.
Are they worth forfeiting your calling because you took somebody else's offense?
My
They're
God.
not worth it. Because haters are going to hate. And the devil's a hater. And that's all he can do is hate.
That's it.
And he's going to keep throwing up until he finds somebody who likes it.
Yes.
Somebody who's in agreement with him.
Woo.
That's all he's looking for. And he's going to keep shooting those little darts everywhere he goes, trying to get you to just fall for it.
Yes.
That's why you have a shield of faith.
Yes.
Lift that puppy up and say,
Amen.
no, I'm sorry, you ain't coming
Praise
here.
the Lord.
Yes.
You didn't have to
Yes.
be here.
Yes.
See, you are responsible for you.
Yes.
If offense comes in your life, don't blame the person who brought it, blame you for receiving it. Because you can just say, no, this ain't happening. I'm not listening to that stuff. So, if you're offended today, get over it. Shake it off. Because it's costing you something in the kingdom.
Yes.
Don't let it cost you a thing. It's not worth it. Not worth it. Amen. Let's bow our heads.